Hello. How's it going, everybody? Hey, you know what I'll do? I'll put the chat on this window here. Just a second. Chat bot. I think it works. Yeah, there you go. Little chat going on the side there. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, I showed up on this other live for about a minute. I said, what was the first thing I said was, what do you guys, who's the subject of tonight? It was another drama live. You know? I said, who's the subject of tonight? And they said, hey, Gray Hug Hess. And then I said, God, I mean, because she has 1.5 thousand subs and had 900 people watching. So I said, wow. Man, I wish I had 19,000 people watching, because that would be half of mine. And then all of a sudden, it's just, she didn't understand what anybody was saying or anything, and then she started, it's amazing, because then as soon as she said something negative to me, then the whole chat started going, and then it's just, it turns into a nightmare. But hey, it's okay. People don't understand what the hell you're saying. But everybody, my name is now Gray Hug Hess. Okay. Hug Hess. Thank you. I'm going to make a t-shirt now that says Hug Hess on it, because nobody's ever seen the name Hughes before, and therefore, because you haven't seen it before, you immediately pronounce it Hug Hess. Crazy, crazy. Anyways, hey, I got the numbers on the screen. This is the night where you can call in and tell your true crime stories, okay? I've got a heat pad on my lower back. Got up early in the morning to play golf today in 43-degree weather, all bundled up. Hadn't hit a golf ball in a month. First double bogey right out of the gate. Bogey. It was horrible. I shot 44 on the front nine. And then all of a sudden, it sort of kicked in. And then the back nine, I shot one over. So I ended up with an 81, which, you know, it's not too bad if you base it on how I played the front nine. It was horrible, you know. So I actually should have gone early and hit some balls, maybe warmed up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got your email, by the way, Stacy. I haven't really had a chance to take a look at it much about the Amelia Earhart. Oh, it looks like we already got somebody on here. Let's see. Hold on. All right, 720, you're on the air. Hello.
Rachel.
This is
one of the Rachel.
This is Rachel. One of the Rachels, you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So what's going on? You got
Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to tell you, when I was it's just crazy. Nothing, I mean, I wasn't kidnapped or anything like that, but I almost was. A friend of mine, my best friend and I, were riding our bikes where we were not supposed to be, of course, because that's what kids do. We went where we shouldn't have been, and this is up in New Hampshire, where I grew up. And we drove to, of course, there's a lot of trails and, you know, wilderness where I was. And there happened to be this giant area that had 6 soccer fields, all in one location.
Well, can you tell me where this is, though? I mean, exactly. Like, it's in New Hampshire.
Oh, God. I want to, yeah, actually.
Well, like, what town?
Hold on. It's in Manchester, New Hampshire. I want to say it was like by Raco Theodore Park. It's RACO Theodore. But there's soccer fields as well.
Okay, I'm just trying to get over to the... okay, and what was the name of the park again?
I believe it's Raco Theodore, RACO.
Mm-hmm.
But Theodore, like Theodore, THEODORE.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering, I mean, I know that's the name of where the pool is, and I think the park had the same name.
Is it maybe 3? Wait, I see what you're saying. Well, it looks like there's 3 soccer fields. I mean...
Yeah, okay, so there you go, right. So there was and then, obviously it looks different from the sky, but there is a trail in those trees somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Is that the right place, though, what I got on the screen?
It looks correct. Yeah,
okay.
It looks correct. So we had driven our bikes there where we should be. Oh, see that street that you're almost on? Go to your left a little bit. There's that road that kind of cuts through the trees right to the soccer field.
Oh, right here?
Yeah. Nope. Go over to your right. It's to your right. To your right.
Yeah, right here?
Yes, that street. Okay. So we drove down that, and we made our way into there, and then, of course, this is during spring break, and there was no...
That's creepy looking.
So we went down there, and we were hanging out, and it wasn't very busy. There was no games going on, but we just decided that we were going to ride our bikes. So we went through the fields, and when you cut through the fields, there's a trail. It's not really like, a trail that anyone would go look for, but it's a local trail. People go walking on it, take whatever. But the trail dead ends, and once you're done at the dead end, you have to come back the same way you came.
So down this little creepy road here, is there a trail off of it, or?
No,
Okay.
You have to cut through the soccer fields, and it's just like a cut through the trees.
Okay, so
it's more like a pathway.
So where I am right now, where do you think I would go? Like around here? And
you would have to walk through the actual field to the other side. And this was like 20 years ago.
So over here somewhere? Something like that? Like
I would say it's somewhere over there, along the river.
Because there's 3. It looks like, I think there's another... Well, there's another soccer field there. I mean, they're all over the place, really. There's 3 here. Yeah.
But we went through where you were to begin with, where there was the giant clearing.
Okay. Yeah, right here. Okay. All right, so go ahead. I just wanted to make sure we had the right spot.
No, that's okay. So we rode our bikes, like I said, where we shouldn't have been, and we went on this little cutout through the trees, and on the way down the path, there was a guy walking, didn't seem like anything abnormal. Of course, when you're 10 years old, you're just like, yeah, everyone's good. And he kind of smiled and waved as we were going through, and he was walking on his way out. We didn't think anything of it. We get to the dead end, we turn around, like we're going to leave to come back through the fields just to head home. Well, we made it about 2/3 of the way back off the little cut. We had not reached the soccer fields yet. And the guy and it's a very, very narrow path, so we had to go single file. The guy is literally standing in the middle of the path where we need to ride our bike. And as soon as he saw us and waiting for us, he was looking the direction, waiting for us to come back. He pulls down his pants, starts fondling himself, and we started freaking out. So we tried to, go as fast as we could to get the momentum to get past this guy. And I managed to make it past him. He grabbed me, but he didn't actually grab a good hold of me, so I was able to go. My friend, unfortunately, he was able to actually grab onto her, and he got a good grab, but her jacket was not zipped, so somehow she was able to wiggle out of her jacket while still riding her bike. So all he got was her jacket. We went as fast as and this whole time his pants are still down. We managed to make it, past him out into the big clearing. The guy tried to run after us, forgot that he had pulled his pants down, so he fell because he couldn't run. Yeah. Pulled his pants back up. We made it out onto the fields. There was another lady there, only one other lady with her dogs. We tried to talk to her, but she was kind of not all there in the head. She wasn't understanding a thing that we said. So we gave up, and we went through all of the fields to the street, went to where, because the street, there isn't houses for a little bit. You have to drive down the street just a little bit before you get to where there's actually houses.
Like right there, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So we had to go there. We had to, because there was no one around. So we had to go to where there was actually houses. And I don't think, it just felt like it was longer. You know, of course, when you're in the moment, it feels like it's taking forever to get to anyone.
Yeah.
But I went to, my friend was a little behind me, and in the meantime, we had heard the guy get in his car, slam the door, and like step on the gas. So we were freaking out. So I told her, I was like, go to the first house that you can. I'm going to go to the first house that I can. I threw my bike. I went to whatever house was right next to me at the time. I threw my bike in these people's backyards and shut the gate. I didn't know where she was at the time. Mission Impossible style, I like held myself flat up against the wall, and I was trying to...
Yeah.
I
was going to do the Mission Impossible. I think I was the wrong show, though. I think I was thinking something else.
Da-na-na.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing something. I was doing the wrong show. I think it was more like this SWAT, that show called SWAT. Remember that? It was like...
Yeah, I actually do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so wait, there was cars parked right where I am right now, is what you're saying. His car was parked like in this area somewhere?
No, it looked different back then. You could actually drive out onto the field.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, so his car was right by where the cut was, where we cut through the trees. So, but anyway, we made it. Like I flattened myself against this person's house. I had thrown my bike in the back of their yard, and I'm looking out. There's just tiny cracks in the fence to see, because you can hear a car coming, and it was coming very slowly. So I was looking out the little cracks in the fence, and I saw this guy, and he was in a long station wagon, almost like a Woody, but it was a green color, and he was going very slow, and you could see him looking back and forth to try to figure out where we went. Obviously, because he was doing that, I knew he didn't have my friend, so I was kind of happy, but I was still freaked out. After he went past where I was, I still stayed in the spot where I was for, I want to say, a good 30 seconds to a minute before I decided to move. And then I went out the gate, and I went to these people's front door, and I'm banging on it, and I'm crying, and they were like, go to the back, because a lot of people use their back doors over there and not their front doors. And I was just like screaming and crying, and finally they came out, and they're like, oh my God, what's wrong? I told them what happened. They asked me where my friend was. I told them I didn't know, but I think she was at a house a couple down. We ended up finding her. We both ended up staying at one of the houses that we had gone to. And, the police were called. We had to do lineups. We had to help create a sketch. It was in the newspapers. When we went back to school after spring break, there was kids that were talking about it because it had been on the news. And they were saying, oh, did you hear about the two girls that were almost kidnapped at the park? Because that was a popular park. And of course, the police had told us, you can't talk about this to anybody. You can't even talk about it amongst yourselves. But for like a year after that, I couldn't walk anywhere without looking behind me every 10 seconds. Now that I have kids, I've made sure to tell them the story. And I'm one of those extra cautious parents, and they think I'm crazy. But I swear to God, it can happen to anyone. And I try to tell them that. I was like, if it could happen to me, it could happen to you.
Yeah. So they, there was two of you. How many Jesus? How many were with you when was just you and your friend, or was there three people?
Yep, it was just me and my friend.
Yeah.
The fields were pretty empty. It was an overcast day. It was during spring break. There wasn't any games going on or anything. We had just decided to take a bike ride, and that's where we went. And of course, it was outside of where we were allowed to go. But us being rebels at 10 years old, we're like, oh, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So they never caught the guy. We were called in a few times to, look at lineups and stuff like that as time went on, but we weren't ever able to identify the gentleman. or anything like that. So I have no idea if this guy is still out there, if he ever got caught for something
And you
else,
probably
if he ever did anything worse.
you probably remember what he looks like too, right?
I do. Yep, it's like burned into my memory. This guy. It's so scary. I think about, you know, the fact that he did have my friend's jacket, and luckily she was able to get it off. But if he was able to get us, if we would have been dead, you know, like, was he going to kill us, or what was going to happen? Like, I could not be here right now if we hadn't managed to get away from this guy.
Yeah, I mean, but he tried to grab your other friend, right?
He tried to grab me first, but I had gone too fast, where he couldn't actually get a good grasp. And then my friend, though, he grabbed her and was able to get a good piece of her jacket.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's spooky.
Yep, pretty freaky. Just thought I'd share that.
What year was that?
That's the only thing I got.
Well, when was that?
Okay, so I was 10, so it was like 1993?
You should look around and see if you can find similar things around that same time.
I've never thought about doing that. That's true. I could.
Yeah. Well, cool.
So not the most exciting story.
Well, no, I
like
think
nobody died or anything, but.
Well, no, that's exactly what I want to hear. Those types of stories like that. I think those are the interesting ones, too. I mean, you know, maybe it's not interesting if somebody says, "Hey, I saw somebody take 3 Snickers from 7-Eleven and they got away with it."
Right.
You know, that one's, you know, that was great. You don't have to diss on your own story. It was a good one.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me on.
And thanks for
getting the detail. And I will watch the rest of the show with bated breath.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks, Gray.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, what's this rain dancer talking about in here? They seem really confused. We've already talked about that case. Who cares if it's an interview? Ooh, wow. This other guy's covering it already. Boy, that's cutthroat. Get over it, man. Jesus. Yeah, it's just, I mean, unless I'm not reading this right. I've read 2 comments up there, and it's like, it's insane. Yeah, what a spooky story that is. And then you got this little creepy stretch of road right here where you have to go through to get to where there's homes. Imagine just how panicky you are. And then when you get out here, you sort of have a sense of relief. And then you jump over into the, you know, hopefully you see somebody, you know. I think what that person was doing was just trying to mention another YouTuber, like they always do. You know, the new true crime YouTubers. Probably somebody doesn't have a lot of subs, so they come in there and they start bitching and, you know. Hey, Amy Ashley. Oh, the one being already covered? Wow. How wonderful of you to, you know, think of Gray. Yeah, well, I've already covered it, okay? We covered it the same day it started. Okay, waiting for updates. I've looked for some updates, and you know, I'd like to hear the interview with the dad or the boyfriend, whatever the hell you want to call the guy. I think he's right here. Let's see. That's the boyfriend. All right. So I've got this here. I don't know if this is the same thing. Yeah, let's listen to this. It's not YouTube.
Basically, like every
it's only coming out of one side, so if you're
around 6:30, and
it's okay, you can take it.
Yeah,
just send me.
I don't care what. All right.
Let me see what the deal with
every
the
day.
volume.
I wake up first because I have to go to work first, and then I do my morning routine, do everything. They start waking up around 6:30. So like I start waking them up.
It's only coming out of the left ear.
Goodbye.
So.
Have a good day at school, and then she starts making their sandwiches, and so I went to work.
Then we'll start over again. I want to focus. What happened? This is Fox 7, Austin.
Every day we wake up around 6:30, and
it's okay, you can take it.
Yeah.
Just send me.
I don't care what. All right. every day I wake up first because I have to go to work first, and then I do my morning routine, do everything. They start waking up around 6:30, and so like I start waking them up, give them kisses goodbye. Have a good day at school, and then she starts making their sandwiches, and so I went to work. She took Margot with Silas. She dropped them off at school to the book fair, and after the book fair, she called me around 8 something on her way home from the book fair. So she spent $25. I was like, that's okay, and I told her I have to go because I was on my way out. And
Hey, Rain Dancer, you're the one that made the rude comments, okay? So how about this? Go get the hell off this channel, go watch that other channel, and troll over there, you idiot. God, what a joke. All right.
I told you I love you, bye. And pretty much I worked all day till about 1 something, and then I got here around 2. I seen her car, walked upstairs. She wasn't here, and her phone was off. So I thought she was at a friend's house because a friend lives in the same complex, so she might be over there with her phone off. So I thought nothing of it, but she was not back yet. So then I went and picked up my son from daycare and brought him home, and he didn't finish his lunch, so he told me to grill it for him. And basically, then we after a little bit, I called my dad. He said, "Don't worry about it too much right now." And I called her friends, and she hasn't heard from them. Her friends didn't hear from her, so then I called the cops, and then they came over here. I think it was around 7:30, I think. And ever since then, it's just been trying to reach out, just help. I don't know. She's a great mom. She needs to be back.
So the last time you heard from her was around 8:30?
Yeah, 8, even probably before then, like 8:15,
Okay.
I would say.
But wouldn't you just know for sure by looking at your phone?
Right?
Yeah, 7-ish. I think it was like 7:15 or yeah, 7:30 maybe, something like that. Yeah.
And just tell me a little bit about Heidi and Margot.
Oh, they're amazing. They're beautiful, loving, loves everybody. She has the best group of friends. Margot is the sweetest. She's only 2-3 weeks old, and man, she has like the cutest little pucker lips. Gorgeous little baby, and we just play. Or she doesn't have. She couldn't do anything mean. I don't know. Just beautiful people, loving friends, loving family. Everyone's here to support. I don't
What
know.
was that comment that he
Like,
made
this
the
small
other
little baby's
day?
only 7
That
pounds.
was,
So a teeny tiny,
that seemed weird.
lovable baby. Keeps me warm at night. I don't know.
I remember now.
Margot's not your only child with Heidi, right?
No, I have a 6-year-old boy named Silas, which he's amazing. Great at sports. Great baseball player. Does karate. Beautiful little kid as well. So fun, very intelligent.
But you have him.
Loving, just like his mom.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He
Thanks.
needs his
Stacey.
mom back.
If anybody sees an awesome mom, that just seems so weird. In a
needs her
van.
back.
Remember that? Right.
Anybody. I don't care if you think it's a lookalike, just call in.
If you see an
Nope.
awesome mom in a van
Please.
or another car, remember that weird comment? I guess we haven't covered this, so how would I know that?
What have the past, I mean, it's 2 days now? What have things been like for you? Have you guys received a lot of calls? How have you been?
Yes, we received a lot of support. People, I mean, news stations, just random people on Facebook, old friends that I forgot about from like high school. They're like, I'm hoping you're doing okay.
I mean, he does seem to be
So,
actually crying.
we have a
you
lot
know,
of support.
There's tears and things.
And it's just people coming over here and just sitting back and just wishing I could do more. and not knowing what to do is the hardest part, because I don't know where she's at. I don't know if she's suffering. I don't know anything, and I can't help. I'm helpless, and that's the worst feeling in the world, is to be helpless. And I know the cops and the investigators are doing their job. They're doing a great job. I just want to do more. It feels like we could do more. And that's where everyone comes in. This is a group. Let's all do it together.
And just, I mean, so talk about, you know, the way that the car was left, the way that the home was left.
Everything was like she was home. I mean,
Yeah, so this is the one we talked about the other night where she went to drop the son off at school and had their small child, I think only a 2-week-old baby with her. And you see her on surveillance from the school, smiling. And then apparently, I think that was like at 7:30 or so in the morning, and then makes it home apparently because her car is at home, her wallet, keys, you know, everything is at home. And the door was open apparently when this guy got back home. I think he said around 2:30, if I remember right. 2 o'clock maybe.
I mean, that's why I thought she was at her friend's house. Like, she walked to an apartment complex. The car seat's upstairs, her purse is upstairs, her ID wallet, there's no sign. It's home. I mean, that's...
You know, the way that the car was left, the way that the home was left.
Everything was like she was home. I mean, that's why I thought she was at her friend's house. Like, she walked to an apartment complex. The car seat's upstairs, her purse is upstairs, her ID wallet, there's no signs.
So that's not a good sign. None of that is.
Her taking the baby.
And it's usually a domestic thing in this
She would never leave her
situation.
car door unlocked. Her car door is unlocked. So that's a weird sign. So
Maybe somebody got her right when...
I don't know anything about that. And her purse was inside her car with...
See, that's kind of what's weird is, let's say she was abducted when she got out of her car. Well, how come all of her keys and everything are inside the house?
all the money still inside of it, her ID, her cards, her full purse. It's just the only thing gone is her, the baby, her keys, and her cell phone.
Or keys and cell phone.
Since I tried to call her at 1:40.
And her keys, is that her car keys or her
Car keys, apartment, mailbox. It's like a set of keys.
Huh.
Yeah.
So she did have her cell phone and the keys.
Yes. And she never leaves the car
That
door
changed
unlocked.
a little bit.
But I mean, she does have a 3-year-old baby, so I don't know. But she would not leave the car door unlocked. I'm a big pusher on that. So
I don't think
I'm
it's a
pusher
newborn
to lock
abduction.
everything. So.
One of the things we first talked about when we first got here is, like, obviously there's a lot of scrutiny.
But like
on
always,
you.
could
And
be.
I imagine that's got to be tough. You're going through this absolute nightmare.
Yes.
And then people obviously have to check you off their
Yes.
list. That's got to be really difficult.
Yeah. It's, I mean, like, I don't even, I just pretty much ignore that. I don't know how to handle it, but, like, I know it's a question. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to, I just ignore it because I know it's not true. Yeah, it's negative. So I don't want to, yeah.
We're trying to be positive and find her. You know, we can't help anything about what anybody.
This is where we need
Yeah,
one of
I
our
mean,
old
seeing
body
comments,
language
I mean,
experts
yeah.
to come
That's
on.
all that matters.
And just talk about, you're trying to find her. Talk about things you guys are doing because it seems like you're doing a ton.
Yeah, I mean, the first day, I was going through dumpsters over here to see if she threw her keys. Or we just walked around the apartment complex. I sat outside to see any suspicions, anything that was weird. I didn't see anything. I asked, like the next morning, I just sat out here for hours and asked everybody if they seen or heard screaming, anything that was off or suspicious. Everyone's knowing, but I mean, like, they're all saying no. And yeah, we went across through HEB. We asking everybody for if they had cams on their car. I don't know. We're just asking all the questions that we can and looking through everything. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like,
he
there's
does seem to be
I
looking
don't
at
know what
stuff.
else to do because it's already the third day and it's getting scary. I don't know.
Check the traffic lights at both ends. There's two intersections here, and all they do is.
Well, doesn't the apartment complex have
run
a
light, and
freaking
they film you, so that
surveillance
wasn't
system?
Viable, and then we checked all the HEBs. We checked, they I guess they have it all their stores combined and whatever, and nothing came from that either. So we're still just trying. We have an agency coming tomorrow. I think it's the guy's name is Tim Miller, and
wow, Tim Miller
an
already.
agency that
Wow.
helps folks. He had the same thing
EquiSearch.
happen to him, and as a result, he's developed a company that has high-tech equipment to go in and do things very quickly and in some views more efficiently than the local police. So he's going to be here tomorrow and help us with a bunch of it, and we're hopeful that he'll come up with something. So
That's one of the
equipment.
that's one of the companies that we donate to with the
Yes, I haven't.
part of
I
the
haven't
super
told them,
chats that people
but I
send
just
out.
try to. I mean, like they're with a separate part of the family right now until we at least get an answer. So that's why I have great support, and they're kind of juggling with them right now while all this is going on over here. So I don't want to put that in their brains yet because I'm an adult and I can not even handle it. So I'm not going to put that in their head so we know something. They're too young.
What else do you want people to know?
That this is amazing family. I mean, she's so supportive and she just wants to help everybody as well. She wants to help. I mean, she's the most giving person. She only has $4.
And you notice he hasn't been saying
helping somebody
was
out.
or
I know.
anything like that,
She's a great
which
person.
is something you guys always point
She
out when
wouldn't-
they say was.
She needs to be back. Her son needs her. I need her. Her family needs her. If there's any woman with a little baby that kind of looks like her, please just give anybody a call. News, 911, I don't care.
We're open to anything.
Anything, any help, any help.
Oh, there's another one in his living room? Did you send me the link?
PD, or we're soon to have a cell phone number that you can call, and we'll keep everybody.
Speaking of
posted on
super
that.
chats, smiling face with smiling eyes.
We're
Well,
gonna
thanks,
try and
Kit
get a
Kat.
Reward going for information leading to finding her. So that's in the near future.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that I'm missing?
Just everybody be on board. The more shares, the more likes, comments, any platform that you could do, share. If you don't know me, I don't care. Just put it out there and just let it get around. You don't have to know me. Just post and share as much times as you can. No, it takes 1 second.
Oh, really?
For her
People are
family
already
to be
turning this
happy.
into a crazy
1
case like
second.
that?
We've
Yeah.
got to find her. We're not taking no for an answer. We got to find her.
Man.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, let me check. Yeah, I don't know if I can play. What, is there a news channel that it played on, or was it a private video? Let's see. So it's KVUEC or something like that. I'm just checking my email real fast. Yeah, there's not really a lot of information in this one. What do you guys feel about that interview right there? He seemed pretty legit on, just the way, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a body language expert, It didn't seem as crazy as I was thinking it might sound.
Alright, Shane, just, tell us basically what happened, and, is she, like,
Okay,
young,
KUVE.
we just weren't sure.
Hey, thanks. Let's see. Robin Frost and Carol, look at the
Grey
flowers.
Rock fellow TWD fan.
Well, actually, it's just, look at the flowers. And Carol said that. Yeah, I think he seemed pretty sincere.
Billy Boy Blue has competition for Kit Kat's sad but relieved face, sad but relieved face, sad but relieved face.
Where was that? Oh, there it is. Robin Frost. That came in so much later than the rest of them. That's weird. Yeah, the thing that bugged me the other day when he said about the van, if you see an awesome mom in a van, you know, like, what? What do you mean by that? You know, and he could be, I'm just saying as a maybe type of thing, that he's really being helpful because he knows that nobody would have heard a scream or anything like that because he knows how it went down, you know. Although, you know, he does seem to actually be crying. And a lot, you know, if you base on a lot of the stuff that you guys say all the time, then when you see this guy, you must think, well, God, maybe this guy's legitimate. All right, let me see if I'm trying to find that interview somewhere else.
The Austin Police Department is at.
Okay, right here.
Alright, and Shane, just you know, tell us basically what happened. And is she like your fiance? We just weren't sure.
Yes, it's my fiance. Yes, ma'am.
So Shane's just going to talk to you then?
How about just listen
I
to
look
the
down when I
interview?
talk. I'm sorry, I'm gonna look down the whole time probably.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to play the video.
About the day your fiance and your baby went missing. Like, what kind of day was it? Was it a regular day? Did something
That was just a basic Thursday. We basically have a routine every day. I get up around 6 a.m. and pretty much hit the snooze button a couple times, and then I finally wake up around 6:15, drink some water, wake up the kids around 6:30, wake up Heidi and Silas right before I leave.
He's just sitting there talking, no emotion
So
really.
like once I got him up on Thursday, it was kind of a later morning. It was around 6:40 whenever I got him up, and because it was Heidi's first day to actually take Margot by herself with Silas, so pretty much gave
Now he has some emotion.
Heidi a kiss, the baby kiss. And,
Oh, don't bring up Chris Watts.
Silas
Thanks.
kiss, said have a wonderful day.
No, it doesn't remind me of
Left
Chris
the
Watts at all.
apartment,
This guy actually cried and
went to work,
that kind of thing.
and then she takes the kids to school, and she was making lunch, like right before I left.
Yeah, there is a lot of detail.
She
You're right
took the
about
kids to
that.
school. I don't know.
Let me go back a little bit here.
So lunch, like right before I left. She took the kids to school. I don't know. So at around 8 o'clock,
I mean, this is basically what it looks
she
like
called
right
me.
there. So he's just
I
sitting
answered
there.
the phone, like right before I got in my truck. I work for Unicorn Moving. So called me around 8. And she told me that she went to the book fair. She bought 3 books. Cost about $25. It was amazing. Like, she couldn't wait to read to Silas. And I told her I love you, goodbye. And man, this is hard. I don't know.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was my phone. I was like, what? Take my time. So just listen to it. It's just going to be audio, right?
So,
That's me laughing. I don't know if he is. But
I don't know right now.
what do you mean? Just Tell what you
Been
remember.
it all day.
And let me know if you want me to move on to another question.
No, it's a good question. This is just a weird situation right here.
What's weird is who's filming? Why didn't the person just ask him in person there? The audio sounds like it's on a phone call. He's crystal clear, about as clear as he could ever
She's
be.
just an amazing mom. I don't know. I don't know. I need to stand up. I don't know. I can't sit here. This is like making me so. I feel funny.
You want to stand up?
There's like light. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not good in this situation. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we can stand up. Hey, I'm gonna just reframe a little bit because he wants to stand up. So let's just take a second. Okay. I'm gonna stop camera.
Wow, yeah, so now he's standing up. He feels kind of weird, and struggling
So
with
we've
the
been living in
interview.
Austin. We moved from Louisiana about 5 years ago. So we've been living here about 5 years, I believe so. Like 4 or 5 years.
Like that, yeah.
We came from Louisiana. Long story short, my ex-wife with my beautiful daughter Addison came down here as soon as my dad got cancer. He's cancer-free now. That's not the main story, but yeah. So we just kind of, we're on the pipeline traveling, so we had to come down here. So we moved back to Austin. All my family's here.
Yeah, here's where the link is for that
I know it's hard.
video. If you want to check it out later, I just put it
I
in
know
there.
it's hard to not be swaying and all like that. but-
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want you to look for
Yeah.
to look
It's
good.
all right. Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we moved down here about 5 years ago. And
So was this video after the one that we saw before? Do you know?
yes, I found amazing friends. I started. Oh, this is so hard. I can't pick up the phone.
That thing's not really that
I know, I
hard,
can't.
really.
You said I made any friends?
I mean, you're from Austin.
Yeah. So okay, so it's like I'm originally from Austin. Like I went to Leander High School.
Hey,
So
Jim,
I
pick up the phone and just hold it. And
just hold it. Okay,
yeah,
it's
keep
kind of
it
down
outside,
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And try to talk to your dad. Yeah.
Yeah. So I basically went to Leander High School. I already have friends over here, and they've been very supportive since what happened with Heidi and Margot. It's hard to look up.
You mean Duper's Delight Tiger Boxing?
But
Is there anyone in Austin who you don't have a good relationship with?
there's nobody. No, we have a loving and great family. Heidi has great friends. She is the most awesome person in the world. Loving mom. She supports everything everybody does. She could have like $4 in the bank account and still want to give.
Sounds like a specific
So she's
incident.
a great person. So is Margot, our beautiful 3-week-old daughter. So yeah, there's no enemies. There's nothing that would be negative or anybody would want to harm us at all. No.
And was Heidi, the morning she went missing, was her demeanor any different?
Do you want some cleaners?
Acting normal?
No, I'm good. Yeah. What's that? I'm sorry.
The morning Heidi went missing, did her demeanor seem any different, or was it, just like a regular day for her too?
It was a regular day. So like what I was trying to explain.
Hey Shane, let's drop that phone down a little bit.
Oh, okay. So like what I was trying to explain.
Yeah.
It was a normal day.
To be a little bit fair to this guy, he's being interviewed. There's a cell phone sitting there, and then a cameraman who keeps blabbing away in the middle of him being asked questions by a cell phone, and he's just standing there looking into a camera while somebody else off screen that he can't even look at is asking questions on a dumbass cell phone. I don't even know why they're doing it like this. Why didn't you just give all the questions you wanted to the cameraman and he'd ask them all? Okay, so he might be acting awkward, but some of the awkwardness is because of the situation he's in. Okay, I'm just saying, you know, don't lump all the awkwardness into, oh my God, he's a killer, you know. He could be, and he, you know, like I'm saying, a situation where mother, you know, makes it all the way back home and her car is still sitting there and other items are all sitting around in the house and everything. A lot of times those are domestic issues, almost 99% of the time, okay? But sometimes they're not. And, you know, I guess you got to throw the possibility that it's something else. But I'm going to keep playing this audio because I guess there's more. There's another 9 minutes of it. But I'm just watching it on the screen. So if you guys watch it yourself, I put the link in the chat there. It's KVUE. As a matter of fact, I'll put the link in the... Let me put it in the description of the video really quick. That way, if you don't see it now, you can go get it later. It'll be under source. Oh, and by the way, this is a total aside right now, but I wanted to talk about the... Well, let's just play this. I'll bring it up later. Alright, so I'm just loading that into... see if you can see if it's in the source, the description of the video now under sources. Or under source, okay. Alright.
It was, I woke up at 6. I pretty much do my 30 minutes of my routine, like before I get them up. I get a little extra 30 minutes of sleep, and then I get them up, and then my fiance Heidi wakes up with the kids, and we start making lunch, or she started making lunch.
Okay,
and,
thank
I
you.
kiss them goodbye, tell them have a great day at school, and then I pretty much leave for work. And then once I get to work, by the time she drops them off, I'm like getting in my trucks around like 7:40, 7:45, and we always make contact like right before I get in my truck and then go to work, which they just went to the book fair, and they just bought 3 books. It's like $25. And she couldn't wait to read to Silas. Whenever Silas got home, we just bought 3 brand new books, which is right here inside the house. And that's the last time I actually made contact with her.
Shane, so let's drop that phone down a little bit. Try to talk to your dad.
Okay.
Take it
Yeah.
maybe like a step.
Look at, why do these people care if he's looking at a phone on this interview?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it doesn't feel natural
No, I know,
at
I
all.
know.
No,
Last time
no. What's
I actually
what's dumb is that you care. What all you really care about is what he's gonna say. Instead, they want, okay, yeah, put the phone down. We need you to stay. I gotta have this perfect shot that I've always wanted. No, I mean, let him freaking answer your questions. Every time you're interrupting him, he, you know, if he would have said something, he's not gonna say it now, because he had time to then change what he might have said. This guy blows, man. If you had I don't know. This guy should have either asked all the questions or something else. He's frustrating me. I'm watching him on the screen here. Like, the guy's now he has the phone in his hand, right? And he's looking at it, and he's talking to it, and he's like, hey, can you put the phone down a little bit? I need a good shot. What do you mean? Okay? I know what you're looking for. You're looking for sound bites, and you're going to edit out the phone questions, right?
made contact with her.
Shane, so let's drop that phone down a little bit. Try to talk
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, drop the phone down a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe like a step or two closer to the camera. Just
Okay.
I know it's tough.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it doesn't feel natural
No, I know,
at
I
all.
know, I know.
Right,
It's
yeah,
like-
so.
It doesn't feel natural.
I know.
Okay. Feel like, what's the next question?
Why not, Sarah? It's a true crime call-in show, but we're doing something else.
Yeah, it was.
Man, people ask the
actually
craziest
before I left
questions when they
this
show up.
morning
It's
at
weird.
6:40.
So.
I left the house at 6:40, Yeah. I left the house. I'm gonna look at the light. I left the house at 6:40. And that's the last time I spoke to my son. Dude, I can't. This is weird.
I know. It's
So you're moving my dad. You're moving like I can't be professional. I'm not. This is, dude. Okay, I'm gonna call you back or something. I don't know what to do, man. You make me nervous.
Do you
I don't know.
Do you want to try a different
I just
phone?
want to be natural. man. I
Red
just
Savage,
wanna,
Skinwalker.
Like this is not. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, try and look at the camera, whatever you want to look at.
Or just whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I look down. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do that.
You can tell me,
Whatever you can do, just do it. No pressure. No.
I'm gonna rewind it.
Professional. I'm not.
Hey, thanks, Foxy
Okay,
Bot.
I'm gonna call you back or something. I don't know what to do, man. You make me nervous.
Do you
That's a little weird.
I don't know,
do you
man.
want to try a different?
This is weird.
I know. It's
So you're moving my dad. You're moving like I can't be professional. I'm not. My son. And that's the last time I spoke to my son.
See, I could see if you're on camera the first time, you get really kind of like,
Weird.
and they're having you
So
do
you're
it a
moving my dad,
specific
you're
way.
moving, like, I can't be professional. I'm not. This is, dude.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna call you back or something. I don't know what to do, man. You make me nervous.
Do you
I don't know,
Do you
man.
want to try a different?
I just
phone?
want to be natural, man. I just want to.
Right.
Like this is not.
See, I totally agree
I
with
don't
what
know.
he's saying. I don't think it's weird what he's saying at all.
Try and look at the camera, whatever you want to look at.
Right there.
Or just whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I look down. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do that.
can tell me, look
He
at
wants
that.
to stand there and talk naturally. He doesn't look into the camera, and you see him on the interview. He looks down.
I just want to get the word out there. I don't care how I look.
Okay.
You got somebody talking to him on a cell phone,
Okay.
and a cameraman interrupting him and making him do. It's stupid.
Important of Heidi that's like missing right now. Like, is her cell phone there? Anything valuable missing?
There is nothing valuable missing. Her purse and her wallet.
Hey,
everything
thanks,
was up
Rachel
here.
Ann.
Her cell phone is missing. It's been turned off. Whenever I pulled up.
Are you the Rachel that called?
It's been off since then.
What the hell is it?
Like the car
This
seat,
guy just
everything
sounds
is
overwhelmed
upstairs.
and nervous.
There's no signs of anything.
Alright,
There's
and how long have you and Heidi been together? I mean, as long as you've known her, has she ever disappeared before? Has she ever, just
no,
gone off the grid? or
no,
anything
ma'am.
like that?
She would never disappear. She is an amazing mom. She'll never.
He
we have a
really
6-year-old
says
son
amazing
named
mom
Salah.
and stuff
She's
a million
beautiful kid.
times.
She would never leave him. Nah, she would never do this.
But the 6-year-old kid, I think, isn't his or hers, right? Isn't that something that we found out that that's from a different lady? Isn't that child not his? So here's a possibility that she literally just left, like Gone Girl type thing. Like she got the hell out of Dodge, and he keeps saying how great she is because in the hopes that she might hear, maybe she'll come back. But there was probably some stuff going on that she didn't like. Maybe over time, that's a possibility that she was setting something up to leave. And that's the day she left. Everything seemed normal. Although it's a little bit weird to just leave a kid at school. And I guess you just sort of relied on the school calling at 6 even. I mean, that's crazy, right? That the school would call at 6 and say, hey, your kid's still here. I mean, wouldn't the school call at 4? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like the Doulos case. This could be one. What's weird, I mean, he's either overselling how great she is to make people think that he has nothing to do with it because he thought she was awesome. Or he's trying to, based on what he's saying, he's trying to get her to think, oh, wow, he thinks I'm great. And maybe you'll go back. I don't know. But all I can tell you is this interview that we're listening to right here, it's a little bit weird. I guess there's some more coming up, but the way they treated him is weirder. Okay?
She wouldn't do this.
Just to confirm a couple of details, so how old is Margot?
Margot, she was born on the 26th of November. So 3 weeks. About 3 weeks.
Okay, and this is one of my last questions, but, you know, if you could say anything to Heidi right now, like, if she was going to watch the newscast.
That's interesting. That's just what I said.
I want to tell her to please come home. You know, your family's here. She wouldn't do this. I'm not telling her this. I'm telling her sake for the family. She has a beautiful kid. She has a beautiful family.
Well, she wouldn't
Beautiful
do that.
dog named Zeus.
But that's not what she asked you to do.
She would not do this by herself. She would not be doing this. This is definitely something that happened that was wrong. So anybody that could share, post, do anything, 1 second helps to save a beautiful family, a beautiful kid. Just anything you could do. Just reach out. If you don't know me, I don't care. If you see the post, if you see this news, reach out. Keep your eyes open. You just be open-minded. Anything suspicious, do anything you can to help. Please. This is it's a 3-week-old baby out there, and a mom, and a son that's missing her mom and a family.
And if you could say anything to the person that she and Margot might be with, what would you say to them?
Her and Margot, my what? I'm sorry.
If you could say anything to, you know, the person that she might be with, like the person, because you said she wanted to do this on her own. So
Okay.
if you could say something to the person who may be involved in the disappearance.
If you're involved, I don't care. Set her to the side. She'll find her way home. Just bring her home safe, or put her somewhere safe. Her and the baby. Just feed the baby. She's only 3 weeks old. So just find a way. You won't be in trouble. Just drop her off. She has a beautiful family. Drop her off anywhere. I don't care. Just make sure she's safe and okay. The baby's okay. And then right away. I don't know what. I just want her home safe. It doesn't have to be here. Just drop her off somewhere safe. If it is somebody. Just please come home. Or drop her off at my doorstep. I don't care. Just bring my family home.
All right, Jane. Well, that was all of my questions. But if there's anything else that you wanted to say or wanted to talk about, anything that I missed?
No, just I love you, Heidi. I love you, Margot. Just anybody that could support us in any way possible. I'm about to be off. So, there's any support, any old friends, share, post, like, anything, contact anybody if you see her. Just do whatever you can. We definitely appreciate it. I think it's, I don't know.
Well, Shane, thank you for taking out the time to speak with us and for doing a very difficult interview. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're going to get the story out and hopefully it will come home soon. So
Just
thank you again for the interview.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. And
Yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty weird. You know, he's a little odd, but the people asking the questions are even crazier. You know, sounding. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, you're talking this. I mean, just think of it like this. I mean, there is a chance, a decent chance that she's not there and she left on her own, perhaps, or somebody took her. And the thing is they're asking questions with a cameraman that's sitting there, and then some kind of reporter asking questions on a cell phone that was laid down, and they want him to stand up and look into the camera and look like some sort of natural interview to get sound bites. And then many times when the person was asking questions, the cameraman was like, no, hey, yeah, go like this. And that guy is like, he just wants to say what he wants to say. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't seem like he had it that clear in his mind, which is a little strange. I mean, it seems like you should easily be able to say, well, I left for work in the morning, and then I got home at this time, and blah, 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 you know. But my God, it was just ludicrous. I mean, the guy was literally like, hey, you know, I'll have to call back or something. You know, how about this? If you're somebody that's never done anything like that in your life, you have a light on you. He had a big light on him. He had a cameraman with a professional camera on him. And then he's being interviewed by a phone on the ground, you know, on a table. And he's normally looks like a sort of introverted type guy that looks down when he talks. And now you're put on this huge stage, and it just was dumb. They should have interviewed him sitting down on a couch or something. A basic camera, you know, way back in the room, and you're just sitting there talking one-on-one with a reporter. The way they did this thing, and you really can't base any judgment on that interview at all. In my opinion, I thought it was dumb. Yeah. So, you know, some of his answers you might be able to look at, but my God. Well, yeah, the guy wasn't even in the background. He was the cameraman that kept interrupting. Yeah, I might have, if I was sitting there, I'd say, listen, I need you to be really precise here and just go through the day methodically. I think the questions about if you could say anything, or they're just dumb. Yeah. If you could say anything to your wife, what would you say? Now, if you could say anything to the captor, what would you say? Well, if it was a captor, screw you. You know. Not really sure what purpose those serve. Anyways, I had to put a new number up on the screen because the last number, that meeting ended because there was nobody on it for 40 minutes. So if you'd like to call in still, that's a new number up on the screen. I don't know if you can even see it though. Hold on, let me move that over a little bit. Okay. My little stream bot killed it. Okay, now you can see it up there. There you go. Or the stream boss, not bot. Yeah, but, well, he didn't call the... Why would he call the police any earlier than that, Amy? I don't think it looks bad at all. I think it would have been weird if he'd called the police earlier. He called the police at 6. You know why? Because that's when the school called him and said, hey, your son hasn't been picked up yet. He thought maybe, you know, who knows? Maybe he got a friend. You don't know at that point. You know, but the school called home and said, hey, or called him and said, hey, your kid's still here. And then that's when he got panicked. That's a big difference. Don't you see that? Well, yesterday it said he got home at around 2. Something like that. So I don't know where she's coming up with the 4 o'clock. Maybe they changed that. Yeah, let's see what this thing says here. So she dropped her child off at school at 7:30 a.m. They were thought to have returned to their residence near West William Cannon and South First Street. That's the apartments that I was showing you on the screen there. Okay, that's one article. Didn't have the rest of the information. $7:30. Yeah. What the hell's her name? Yeah, 7:50. At around 6 p.m., the school contacted the boy's father. See? And that's why he would then call 911. Right? Doesn't that make sense? If he called before 6, I would have been suspicious. As soon as you realize that she never made it to pick up your child, that's when you know, whoa, she would never not do that. Or never, she would never she would never not pick up their child. Double negative, sorry about that. So I think that's when you would make the phone call. That makes sense to me. How about you guys? So that interview's right on this page too. This is on Web Sleuths right here. Okay. Shane Carey, the father of Margot, told CBS Austin that he spoke to Broussard around 8 a.m. on December 12th, but then later I think it's like 8:15 or... Carey said that he returned home from work at 2. See how it says 2 o'clock there, not 4 o'clock? And found that Broussard and his daughter were not there. Carey says he then received a phone call from Cowan Elementary School to say the couple's son had not been picked up. That phone call was at 6. Carey went to, which I think is strange that it would be that late. Carey went to pick up his child at the school. When he returned home and Broussard still wasn't there, Carey called police. So I think all of that, it makes sense to me. Nah, that's not accurate there, Amy, what you're saying there. I think you're somebody that goes to work. Your wife has dropped the son off at school, goes home, and he gets home at 2 o'clock, and basically there's a 4-hour period where he hasn't heard from her, and the catalyst for him calling 911 was that the school called and said, hey, your kid's still at school. It's a little weird that he picked the kid up first before, but maybe he wanted to ask the kid, his son, some questions, and then give it a little bit more time. Drove home, and they're still not there. She's still not answering the phone, and then boom, you call 911. That makes sense to me. Makes total sense to me. I'm not saying, he's like I said before, most of these situations with the evidence that has been put out there, the information, usually they're domestic. I'm just saying him calling 911 after the school makes absolute sense to me. But that's me. Yeah, the door was open too, yeah. That's what he claims. And he says he wanted everybody to look around, look for surveillance camera footage, that kind of thing, all around. Different, if somebody had a camera in a car, if somebody had... It seems strange that the apartment wouldn't have surveillance cameras, and that should answer the questions. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing between 2 and 6. That's one of the things that I brought up on the first show, was that you've got that window there. You know, he claims he got home at 2 and she wasn't there. Well, how do we know that? How do we know that he didn't, let's see, what was, well, no, here's the thing. At noon, there's something at noon. I can't remember what that was. So at noon, what was it? She quit answering her phone at noon, something like that. I can't remember. I don't know, maybe he wasn't looking at all that stuff, Amy. You seem really like just, oh God, I gotta. He could be totally have done it, but think rationally about it instead of just, you know, who knows? Maybe she was over at another apartment hanging out with somebody. Lots of different answers. Okay, yeah, so he got the voicemail at noon. But that's what he's claiming, right? But the thing is if that's a true deal, and he was at work and then got home at 2, and he can prove that he was at work, well then, how come the phone went to voicemail at noon? If he set that all up. I mean, how did that happen? So there's a time frame between 8 in the morning and 2 p.m. Well, actually, it could be all the way up until 6. So you have 8 in the morning until, so I mean, you do have a 10-hour window, a total of 10 hours of, you know, where is she? Is there any other communication that she may have had with friends or anything like that in those 10 hours that indicated she was still alive at a particular time? Could it be like the Fotis Doulos case where she shows up back at home and he, you know, he's waiting there, something happens to her, and then maybe he even goes to work for a while, then comes home and figures out a way to, you know, there's all kinds of scenarios out there. How come she wasn't available at 2, but the door wasn't open? No, well, it was open. What do you mean? When he got home, the door was open. I don't understand what you're saying, Miss H. No idea. Yeah. I mean, yeah, some of the things he did to, quote, help are weird. Oh, yeah, I walked around, I looked in the dumpster, I looked over in the, I stood around and I kind of waited to see if somebody, you know, there was some weird things like that. But maybe that weirdness might be a reason why she left. You ever thought of that? If she left on her own. Yeah, right now I'm just totally up in the air. I don't know. The other day I was thinking, I think well, the thing is, it's more likely statistically that he has something to do with it. Okay? I'm just going to say that. That's true. Yeah, and he did stuff like that, you know. Phone records. Seems like he's being helpful. He did seem like he was emotional. You know. This is a weird one for me at this point. Right, but how do we know that he actually called? We don't really know that for sure. That's just what he says, right? Well, you're just not thinking. You're really hell bent on him being the killer, Amy, without really thinking about the other things that contradict it. You're sort of myopic in a way, like you're being, what do you call it? Yeah, confirmation bias. Like every single thing you look at in a way that makes him guilty. But there's plenty of stuff that we've mentioned that are the reverse of what you're saying. So how come you don't keep bringing those up? That's what I'm asking you. That's why it seems like you're not rationally thinking, because you only think of the things that tell the story that you want. Yeah, I definitely need way more information. You know, give me the ping information. Surveillance footage. Does it show his car pulling in at a different time? Did it leave? Is there footage of maybe his vehicle leaving around noon, for example? Yeah, they're definitely checking him out. And a lot of times the police use the interviews that they give and see if they change their story or remain consistent, anything like that. Man, got this heat pack on my lower back. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring this one topic up really quick. Was that on the... You guys heard of Kendall Ray, right? Like, they actually removed one of her Jamie Kloss videos and gave her, I think, like a community strike. Okay, so I actually went and removed every single Jamie Kloss video that I ever made. I removed the Savannah... that one girl that was... Remember the guy that took her out of state, had her film her father attack her just for evidence, and then he got prison? I don't know, man. I'm just... Forget it. Because it's something to do with... I don't know if it's because it has something to do with children or what, but I just got rid of all that. Now I'm wondering now, do I got to get rid of all my Heart case videos? The Heart family. Maybe the fact that they're not still alive, it's okay. I don't know, but... Jamie Kloss is still alive, and so is that girl named Savannah. So, man, it's pretty creepy. YouTube is just really... They got $170 million fine for something. So they're really cracking down on... So my channel is now marked for adults only. I got that on there. What do you mean, FoxyBot? What do you mean, poor Jamie? That case it's all solved and everything. I'm talking about, it was Kendall Ray had one of her videos removed. She tweeted about it, and then I just immediately removed all of them. No, you don't have to sign in. Well, I mean, you have to be... you might have to do that. Be signed into Google. And that's the only way you can chat anyways. No, Jamie Kloss, not Class. I'm talking about Jamie Kloss. Yeah. Well, that's something we wondered about the other night, whether if that child was his or not. But it could be the only child she has, and the other one is actually his kid. And I wondered that because of the age difference. So that would be a reason why you would leave that child at school and just take off with your only daughter, right? No, I just did it today, though, FoxyBot. Yeah, they did say their kid, but they are, if you adopt a kid or you have a kid living with you, you say their kids, right? No, but who's the boy that they dropped off? See, you're saying the older girl. What do you mean? They dropped a son off at school. He's old enough to be in a grade school somewhere. And then daughter, I think, is the one that's 2 weeks old. Okay, they have 3. Okay. Right. So, but the son isn't hers, right? The one that she dropped off at school isn't hers. How old is the other daughter then? How old is the daughter that you're talking about? Was it 3-week-old? Okay. And is that both of theirs as well, that daughter? And where was that daughter? How come that daughter's not mentioned in anything? Hey, thanks, Jesse. Yeah, I don't know. I've only heard that there's 2 kids at this point. So I'm gonna go with that until I see evidence. If you can send me a link that discusses another one, let me know. Yeah, that was the image right there of her at the school at 7:50. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about a 3rd child. Yeah. So anyway, the link's in the description of the video if you want to go check that out. And then I also removed last night's video just because, I don't know. I was just kind of venting a little bit. Who's ex? His other daughter lives with that. Okay, so he has a daughter and a son from an ex, right? And then he has the son living with... where's an article that says that, though? Can you share that link? What is that? Yes, check out 3 Minute of Mystery. What if I just act like a child? I don't know what that means. Okay, so the first interview that I played said that? Okay. Well, a lot of times I have to read the chat, so I miss some of the words. The first interview or the second one? Okay. And then, so the son, though, is also from the ex-wife, right? Okay, that long one? Yeah, I was reading what you guys were saying in the chat more than listening. That's why I'll have to watch it later. Okay. Yes, everybody hit that like button. And if you're here for the drama channel, it's the wrong one. Just type it youtube.com and all your favorites will pop up. Yeah. Yep, 3 kids. Yep. That's right. So there's 3 kids. And by the way, if you're a member of this channel, you have access to these types of emojis. Okay, I'll put them all down here. I'll put every single one of them down there. Here we go. There you go, right there. And also, I did figure out a way for the tiers to work. So pretty soon here, if you're on Patreon, Patreon supporters are really sort of like and you know, like they're the ones I really think, oh man, that's amazing, because they've been around, they've been supporting me for so long on Patreon, and I even was honest and I said, hey, I'm not gonna have time to do all the little special things, okay? So, but they still stuck with me and stick with me there and support me. So all of them they're sort of at the, if you're in the, I don't know what the tier names are, but the third tier, I'll probably be doing live shows. So I can actually, you know, the community section I can post, and it was weird because they didn't have it that way. And then I at least I didn't notice it. And then I mentioned it to YouTube, and then shit, it was like 2 days later I saw it there. I don't know if I just wasn't seeing it before, but I thought, well, how come you don't have it where you can delineate the posts to an absolute specific tier of membership? So pretty soon we'll be doing live streams with live streams, like probably, what do you call it? Maybe a brainstorming sessions with the level 3 YouTube members and Patreon. I'm kind of giving all the Patreon members the highest level because they've been around for so long, and absolutely I wasn't able, I didn't have time to do anything. So what I'll do is I'll just post, when I do those shows, the level 3 YouTube members and Patreon members will get a link, and then we'll do some sort of brainstorming sessions that you can actually tell me about cases that you've been interested in, and we can even just do it. We'll have, you know, live call-in, but it'll be an unlisted YouTube video. So you don't have to be nervous calling in, because it isn't live. Nobody's going to be able to find it except us. Okay? All right. So this is the scenario of this story right here it is more possible now, because the only child missing is her only child. And her, you see, so for her, in her mind, dropping off his kid and then taking off with her only child, even though it's part his, kind of makes a little sense, right? Like, let me just ask you guys this scenario right here. For the women out there, that if you have children, let's say you're with somebody and they're not treating you well, something's going on, and they have a child that's, 8 or 9 years old, but you also have a newborn child with that same guy, and you wanted to get the hell out of there. Would you take his child too? Or, even though it's, you're not even married, okay? They're just living together, right? So you would just take your own child. So that opens the door more. That's just a little sort of factoid in here that makes you think that maybe she just bailed somehow with somebody. Yeah. It also does open the door that something domestically happened to them, because maybe she was going to leave and he didn't want to be saddled with having to pay support, and they're not married, all kinds of things like that. So a couple angles there to look at. Right, you would take your own even though it's his. You wouldn't take his child, especially if you're not married and it wasn't somebody you raised. I could see a mother doing that if they felt like the child was in danger, that let's say that the son that was dropped off at school, if she had actually raised that kid from when he was like 1 and felt like it was her son and he would be in danger, then I could see that. But in this scenario, it feels like all of a sudden it's just her disappearing with her own and her one and only child, and she left behind his child, and she could just be out there and escaped. And she has her phone, right? So how do we know at some point she doesn't turn the phone back on when she knows she's safe, and then call somebody to let them know she's okay? All right? How about that scenario? What do you mean she has two of them? The son, you, God, you guys are so confusing. Man. So the child at the school, the son is their kid? Because a minute ago, about 5 of you said, no, that's not. They said they're kids, but how do we know that? Yeah, right, I know, there's 3 kids. There's a female, a girl that's from an ex-wife, and then a son, but they're the same age. Okay, what does the CBS article say? The son and baby are there. Okay, well, then she did leave the son behind. Okay, so that makes that less likely. If that's her son, unless, you know, I don't know, I can't see a mom leaving a son behind like that. This is it right here in front of me? It says web sleuths on it. What are you talking about, Gravy K? Jesus. Get the hell out of here. God. You guys just blab and blab and blab. You know, you have people changing. I mean, literally, the stories changed in the chat 50 times already. Bought books for the son. Okay, so maybe there's a big long article that says something about, you know, I don't have the CBS article right here. You've got the article? Read it! Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you got a daughter with an ex-wife. And then, what's the age of the daughter? Yeah, just get the hell out of here, Gravy K. You're an idiot. Just go do your own show. You get it all covered. Okay, I'm just reading what people are saying, and I'm trying to theorize. Okay, and now if that is her son at the school, then that changes everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, well, somebody the link that is from the CBS article that apparently I have that I'm supposed to read. Okay, this is from CBS here, but I don't see anything about, let's see. Maybe there's something further down the screen. Yeah, don't have it. So put the link in there, and I'll read it. I wanna have the accurate information. That's all I care about. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree that there's a daughter. Okay. His ex-wife and beautiful daughter just moved there. And I wonder why she moved there, though. How about that scenario, then, everybody? The ex-wife moves back with the daughter because they want to get back together, but the only thing in their way, it sounds a hell of a lot like the possibility of the Tina Lasser case that we've covered, right? From 1981. Remember? She was pregnant with 2 months pregnant, and the guy was pretending to want to be back together with her, but hey, you can only move in after 3 months. So where's the link, though, to the CBS article that has all the information? All right? I wasn't even going to be covering this, but somebody brought it up, that there was an interview, okay? So you got to cut me a break. I didn't even get to look at anything. Okay, this is a call-in night where you're supposed to call in and tell your story, and then somebody, Amy, goes, hey, Gray, there's an interview. And yes, it's interesting, but at the same time, now you guys are all asking these other questions where this is all new. You know, it's stuff that's just come out. It's freaking crazy people in here. My God. Gray, you're so mean to your subs. Hey, listen, I don't know if half of you are my subs. I know who the subs are. I can see them in here. They're people that show up almost every night. They're cool. Okay, but a lot of you, I've never even seen your faces before. All right? So when I see you and then you start throwing out trash, I might say something, but it has nothing to do with, Gray doesn't, he's so mean to his subs. Jesus. Look, if you want to come in here and it's not for you, just unsubscribe and go watch those drama channels. I just want to cover the crimes, okay? That's what I like to do. So, does anybody have a link to the article that has all this information in it? Okay, we know from the interview that the daughter, a daughter that he has, is from the ex-wife, and she moved back to town miraculously around the same time. Well, you know, in reality, maybe you could look at, maybe the ex. I don't see the link. Send an email to me, Gritty Gret, and here's the email. All right, right there. So send that link to that email, and then I'll just open it up, and we'll go over the whole thing, and we'll all know it. All right, Stephanie. Thank you. Yeah, I've never got your Facebook messages ever again. You say you sent them to me, but I never find them, and they're not even in the other box. They're not anywhere. So I don't know if you're not on there or what. But yes, oogla boogla. Hey, thanks, Karen K. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. And happy Sunday. It could be happier without the sort of trollish comments that you get. But hey, what the hell. I think, whoa, jeez. I think Blue's back was what was hurting him. He seems to be doing better today.
Happy Sunday. Hi, freak, smiling face with heart eyes.
Happy Sunday. Yeah, so if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button or the dislike button. I don't give a damn, but hit one of them, all right? And do that right now.
I'm fired out of it.
Hit the like button, 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 like button, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 20, 20, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Okay, good. I know, it's been a while. I just thought I'd open that up and play it. Yeah, either one. Just dislike, like, whatever you want to do. They're all in engagement. Doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, my biggest video that I've got has like 1.9 million views. And it's a Kanika Jenkins video. And it's got something like, I mean, if I remember right, 5,000 likes and 4,000 dislikes. And by God, YouTube loves that. Because you got dissent and people arguing back and forth and the drama. And my God, that's probably why they promote the drama channels so much. By the way, I was playing golf today, and people I was golfing with have heard of my wife's Christmas decorations. Literally, somebody at the table said, "Oh God, one of my these people drives by to look at it. It was weird. I don't understand how that happened. She wants me to tell. I'll tell her after, but it was really weird. Like somebody I was golfing with said that my neighbor over here told them, showed them the picture, then they all looked at it, and then he brought it up while I was golfing. Now she's over there smiling right now. Yes, your Christmas thing lights are famous now. Okay. Alright, I got the link. I think that was it. Oh yeah, was that it?
The House Judiciary Committee has voted articles of impeachment against the president.
Right, yeah, okay, yeah. Yep, you voted for it. Total political bullshit, that whole thing. You might not like Trump or whatever, but man, this whole thing, oof, why? Absolutely wild. I mean, you can't have, if there was anything to it at all, you'd have some votes from the other side, but there isn't. All right, police are searching for a Texas mother and her 2-week-old daughter who have been missing since last week. This is CBS News, but this is from 2 days ago. Austin resident Heidi Broussard, 33, and her infant daughter, Margot Carey. Okay, so Austin resident Heidi Broussard, 33, and her infant daughter, Margot Carey, were last seen dropping off a child at Cowan Elementary School. I wonder why they're naming the child. Normally they don't do that. On Thursday morning, according to Austin Police Department. If this was on YouTube, they would have shut it down immediately just for that, probably putting the name on there. Investigators believe that Broussard and her child returned home to their apartment complex near West William Cannon Drive and South 1st Street. And that's where I have right here. That's what this is right here. This apartment complex. Let's see. After they left the school, so they dropped the son off at school, and then they believe that they made it back home. They have not been heard from since, police said. Broussard's fiancé, Shane Carey, told ABC Austin affiliate KVUE that her car and all her belongings and the baby's belongings are still at the home. Well, you know, you didn't mention that she still had her keys and her cell phone. That's not all of her belongings. Carey said Broussard's family and friends are stumped. And I bet you wouldn't know. I mean, women generally have a shitload of clothes. Is that true? Put a 1 in if women have a lot of clothes. So if she left with something, he doesn't know that if she took some clothing with her, right? I mean, I'm just basing it on experience, right? Yeah, okay, definitely have more than guys normally, right? Okay. Right, that's what I'm saying. How would you know if some of her clothing was missing? So you don't know for sure. The couple had been together for nearly 10 years, Carey said. He described Broussard as an amazing person and one of the best people he ever met. You know, they might actually start looking into this ex who showed back up into town. What do you think about that? They have 2 children together. Okay, so there you go. They have 2 children together and are raising his older child. Okay, they have 2 children together and are raising his older child from a previous marriage. I don't get that. So that means the older child, is that the daughter? But I thought the older daughter was with the ex. So is there 4 kids then? See, this isn't making any sense. Again, you see how you guys tell this whole story, and then when you read this, it doesn't make sense. They have 2 children together and are raising his older child from a previous marriage. Well, the ex has a daughter, so from a previous marriage. So is there 4 kids now? Come on. Let's get an answer. Yeah, the ex shows up with a gun. Okay, well, you're saying there's just 3 kids, so can you make sense of this sentence right here then? They have 2 children together and are raising his older child from a previous marriage. Well, he's not raising it. The ex-wife has the child, right? Or wrong? Ah, man, this is stupid. Broussard is described as a white female, about 5 foot 3 inches tall and 150 pounds, with long dark hair and highlights. She is believed to have been wearing a purple long-sleeve shirt at the time of the disappearance, police said. To me, it almost sounds like there's 4 kids now. Although, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. These articles are never clear enough. They have 2 children together. That means that they're biologically both. That's usually what that both of theirs. And then it says, and they're raising his older child, which is a daughter, right? From a previous marriage. That's what we heard earlier. Except that apparently the ex-wife has the daughter. But maybe she didn't, and she just moved close to town to be near her daughter. And maybe she has jealousy regarding that issue. I don't know. What do you think of that? Do you think that there actually have 3 people in the house, and the wife moved back into town to be near that child, and maybe she's like, whoa, now you're going to get married, and you're going to, I don't know, man. They better start looking in on this, the ex-wife there. A little strange. You like that? Okay, but didn't you say earlier in the interview that we listened to that he said she was raising the daughter? Didn't you say that earlier? Amy, didn't you say that? I don't know if you're still watching. But. Ah, crap. It's almost like we got to go listen to that interview again now. Right, but he's raising it. They're raising the child together, it says. Look at, they have 2 children. So get rid of that part of the sentence. They are raising his older child from a previous marriage. They are raising that child. You see the difference? Huge. It's not even it doesn't say anything about her. I gotta definitely watch this again, sorry. Or listen to it. Okay, what did Amy say? He said my ex and beautiful daughter moved here. Well, when? I mean, that's crazy though, right? If CBS is claiming that they're raising the daughter, how did the ex move there, but he with the child that he was raising? I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. You get it? Right. So maybe CBS is just wrong then. Okay.
The Austin Police Department is asking the public for help in finding a missing mother and her 2-week-old daughter. They have been missing since Thursday morning, and our Bryce Newberry spoke to the fiance of the Austin woman, who says he just wants them to come home safely.
Investigators bustled outside the apartment of 33-year-old Heidi Broussard, while an Austin police chopper buzzed overhead near the intersection of William Cannon Drive and South 1st Street. Broussard's fiancé, Shane Carey, watched and worried.
Stressing, I guess emotional, sitting outside while the police investigate everything, just trying to find an answer for why this is happening.
The mother and her 2-week-old daughter, Margot Carey, were last seen here at Cowan Elementary School Thursday morning. This is an image police released from the school's security video. Investigators say it shows what she was wearing before she disappeared. Police believe the mother and baby returned home after leaving the school.
Everything was here, like all the baby stuff. We're all stumped because everything's over here, our car's over here.
Good night, Stephanie.
So it shows no signs of struggle. There's nothing.
And no sign of his fiance and his new daughter, who's only 2 weeks old.
Just a beautiful baby girl.
It's always good to see you in here, Stephanie.
So peaceful, yeah. Like, never really cries. She's so little. She only weighs 7 pounds.
That was Bryce Newberry reporting. A spokesperson for the Austin Police Department told KVUE they did not have an update on if there are any suspects at this time.
Yeah. He makes a comment in here. I don't know why anybody would ever harm or touch these two beautiful women together. I mean, you call a 2-year-old a woman? It's weird. Alright, I'm going to go to this one here. See, that's the video right there, okay? I'm going to put it over here.
Yes, it's my fiance. Yes, ma'am.
So Shane just gonna talk to you then?
Yeah, I look down when I talk. I'm sorry, I'm gonna look down the whole time probably.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for me, you got to look at the camera, okay?
The day your fiance and your baby went missing, like what kind of day was it? Was it a regular day?
No, he's talking about his two-week-old daughter and his wife.
Thursday.
Or his fiance.
We have basically have a routine every day. I get up around 6 a.m. and pretty much hit the snooze button a couple times, and then I finally wake up around 6:15, drink some water, wake up the kids around 6:30, wake up Heidi and Silas right before I leave. So like once I got him up on Thursday, it was kind of a later morning. It was around 6:40 whenever I got him up, and because it was Heidi's first day to actually take Margot by herself with Silas. So pretty much gave Heidi a kiss, the baby kiss.
Wait, what does that mean?
And,
Hold on. What's he talking
Silas
about?
kiss, take Margot. And
I'm rewinding it.
because it was Heidi's first day to actually take Margot.
What does that mean? Her first day of
by
what?
herself.
Oh, of driving.
With,
I
Silas.
see. I see.
So
that was Heidi's first day that she actually left the house alone with their child, probably in a baby seat, to take their son to school. So for a while, he was probably doing it, or somebody else was helping because, you know, a newborn child, that kind of thing. All right, that makes sense.
So pretty much gave Heidi a kiss, the baby kiss, and Silas a kiss, said have a wonderful day. Left the apartment, went to work, and then she takes the kids to school, and she was making lunch, like right before I left. She took the kids to school. I don't know.
Right before you left, she took the kids to school?
So at around 8 o'clock, she called me. I answered the phone, like right before I got in my truck. I work for Unicorn Moving.
Oh, I
So
see.
she called me around 8. And
Okay, so it sounds like she made lunch for him just before she left. And, you know, like she went to drop the kid off at school, and he was still at home, it sounds like. So yeah, that's kind of interesting, though. See, what's interesting right now is that it's sort of showing that he may have still been home when she got back from dropping the kid off at school. You see? Because if she was at the school at 7:30 or 7:50 is when you see her on that surveillance image, and the school's only 3 miles away from her house. So she could have easily been back home at 8-ish when he is leaving.
she told me that she went to the book fair.
I'm gonna rewind it again. I want to hear that time.
She called me.
She called.
I answered the phone like right before I got in my truck.
Okay.
I work for Unicorn Movie.
Just before you got in your truck.
So
Okay.
she called me around 8, and she told me that she went
Around
to the book
8.
fair. She
Huh.
bought 3 books.
Oh, so she
Cost
went
about $25
to the book fair
It was amazing. Like, she
before?
couldn't wait to
In what, in
read
10
to
minutes?
Silas. And I told her I love you, goodbye.
Well, how did she go to the book fair in 10 minutes and buy all those books? Because he said it was right about 8 when he was just getting in his truck. But 7:50, you see her on surveillance, and then she went to a book fair and bought books. Yeah, maybe it was at school.
And
maybe 8:15. Huh.
this is hard. I don't know.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that extra
So,
detail stuff like that, Patricia, that always makes you a little bit suspicious.
I don't know.
And you meaning the general you, not you specifically.
I've been repeating it all day.
Well, if you repeated it all day, you should have it just like that. Yeah.
No, it's a good question. This is just a weird situation right here. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're doing this interview can totally screw anybody up.
She's
It's
just an amazing
stupid.
mom. I don't know.
Yeah. So again, for those of you if you're new, what's going on in this interview is that there's a cell phone that is sort of just sitting down on a table below him, and then there's a cameraman that showed up locally. So he's having to talk into a camera with a big light on his face and then listen to a cell phone, and he's not that kind of person. So it really isn't the greatest. I think the people doing this interview really did. I don't know. It's just not a very good way to do it at all, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
And the cameraman interrupts.
I don't know. I can't sit here. I just is like make me so. I feel funny.
You want to stand up?
There's like light. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not good in this situation.
He seems like he's like got anxiety.
Yeah, we can stand up. Hey, I'm gonna just reframe a little bit because he wants to stand up. So let's just take a second. Okay, I'm gonna stop camera.
So we've been living in Austin. We moved from Louisiana about 5 years ago. So we've been living here about 5 years, I believe so.
Yeah,
4 or 5 years.
Like that, yeah.
We came from Louisiana.
Oh, so this is a
long story
friend
short,
that's interviewing
my
you?
ex-wife.
How would that
with
person
my
know
beautiful
that?
daughter Addison came down here.
I mean, with the camera.
As soon as my
Wait, hold on.
dad got cancer.
Let me rewind it again.
My ex-wife with my beautiful daughter Addison came down here about 5 years ago. So we've been living here about 5 years, I believe so.
Yeah,
4 or 5 years.
Like that, yeah.
We came from Louisiana. Long story short, my ex-wife with my beautiful daughter Addison came down here as soon as my dad got cancer. He's cancer-free now. That's not the main story, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when was that?
So we just kind of we're on the pipeline traveling, so we had to come down here. So we moved back to Austin. All my family's here. So
That's
great.
I know it's
Oh,
hard.
okay.
Yeah, talk to your dad. Yeah. And I know it's hard to not be swaying and all like that. but
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want you to look for eye
Yeah.
to look
It's
good.
all right. Yeah,
and
thank you. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we moved down here about 5 years ago. And
Yeah, I think his friend and his dad are in the, or maybe his dad and the cameraman are in the background.
yes, I found amazing friends. So sorry.
There's 2 people there, at least.
This is so hard. I can't pick up the phone.
That thing's not very loud.
I know, I can't.
But
You said I made any friends?
I mean, you're from Austin.
Yeah. So okay, so it's like I'm originally from Austin. Like I went to Leander. High school. So I
pick up the phone and just hold it. And
just hold it. Okay,
yeah,
it's kind of down here.
Yeah. And try to talk to your dad.
Yeah. So I basically went to Leonard High School. I already have friends over here, and they've been very supportive since what happened with Heidi and Margot.
What happened? Huh?
It's hard to look up.
Well, what happened?
But,
See, that's one of those weird statements. They've been really helpful from what happened to them. Well, what happened to them?
There's nobody. This is. We have a loving and great family. Heidi has great friends.
No, that's
She's
not
the
what
most
they were talking
awesome
about,
person
Top
in the
Cop.
world. Loving mom. She supports everything everybody does. She could have. There's nobody. No, where.
I'm rewinding it again.
What happened with Heidi and Margot?
See, he said what happened with Heidi and Margot. He wasn't talking about cancer anymore. He says what happened to Heidi and Margot. Well, what happened to them?
It's hard to look up. But,
is there anyone in Austin who you don't have a good relationship with?
There's.
See, what that would have been a good interview question. Well, what happened to him?
No, we have a loving.
And then he would have just said, "Well, they went missing."
Great family. Heidi has great friends. She is the most awesome person in the world. Loving mom. She supports everything everybody does. She could have like $4 in the bank account and just.
Well, I think they posted it because they're suspicious.
So she's a great
just like that
person.
station posted that other guy.
So is
that I won't mention.
Margot, our beautiful 3-week-old daughter.
So just to show you, this is what it looks like right now.
Yeah, there's no enemies. There's nothing that would be negative or anybody would want to harm us at all.
Who's what?
No.
And with Heidi, the morning she.
What are you talking about?
Was her demeanor any different?
Do you want some cleaners?
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. The only thing that bothers me that he said so far is that comment about what happened to them. You know, that was a little weird.
Just like a regular day for her too.
It was a regular day, so like what I was trying to explain.
Hey Shane, let's drop that phone down a little bit.
Oh, okay. So like what I was trying to explain, it was a normal day. It was I woke up at 6. I pretty much do my 30 minutes of my routine.
Are they gonna do one, Rob?
Before I get them up, I get a little extra 30 minutes of sleep, and then I get them up, and then my fiance Heidi wakes up with the kids, and we start making lunch, or she started making lunch, and I kiss them goodbye, tell them have a great day at school, and then I pretty much leave for work, and then once I get to work, by the time she drops them off, I'm like getting in my trucks around like 7:40, 7:45, and we always make contact like right before I get in my truck and then go to work, which they just went to the book fair, and they just bought 3 books. It's like $25. And she couldn't wait to read to Silas whenever Silas got home. We just bought 3 brand new books, which is right here inside the house. And that's the last time I actually made contact with her.
When?
So let's drop that phone down a little bit. Try to talk to your dad.
Okay.
Take it maybe like a step or two closer to the camera.
Okay.
Yeah,
So she got the books and they're sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't feel natural at all.
I know.
It's like it doesn't feel natural.
I know.
Okay. What's the next question?
Yeah. Could you just talk a little bit more about when and where was the last time you saw Heidi?
Yeah, it was actually like before I left this morning at 6:40. I left the house at 6:40. Yeah.
What do you mean? Hold on. You just said 7:45 a minute ago.
I'm gonna look at the light. I left the house at 6:40. Okay. Yeah. Inside the house, it's like $25.
I'm going back
was,
now.
I woke up at 6. I pretty much do my 30 minutes of my routine, like before I get them up.
Okay,
I
so
get
it was
a little extra 30
6:30.
minutes of sleep, and then I
Yeah.
get them up, and then my fiance Heidi wakes up with the kids, and we started making lunch, or she started making lunch, and I kiss them goodbye, tell them have a great day at school, and then I pretty much leave for work, and then once I get to work,
Okay, you got to
by
work.
the time she drops them off,
I see.
I'm like getting in my trucks around like
Oh, getting
7:40,
to your
7:45,
trucks, not
and
in your truck.
We always
Okay.
make contact like right before I get in my truck and then go to work.
I see.
Which they just went to the book fair.
Like he's just saying that wrong. Like before, he's driving. It's 6:30, takes off, and then when he's getting into the trucks at his work to go to do his work, that was about 7:45.
And they just bought 3 books. It's like $25. And she couldn't wait to read to Silas whenever she.
He said
whenever
we
Silas
made
got
lunch.
home, we just bought.
Yeah, well, I don't think
regular
that's a
books,
weird.
which
That's
is
not
right here
that strange.
inside the house.
The lunch part.
And that's the last time I actually made contact with her.
Shane, so we just go, let's drop that phone down a little bit. Talk about
But it's weird that he would say we when you know you. If you didn't help somebody do something, why say we made lunch? You know.
you, Dad.
Okay.
Take it maybe like a step or two closer to the camera.
Although Garino does that stuff all the time, so I guess a lot of people do that.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't feel natural.
No,
You know how you take credit for something you didn't do? Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't feel natural.
I know.
Okay. What's the next question?
Yeah. Could you just talk a little bit more about when and where was the last time you saw Heidi?
Yeah, it was actually like before I left this morning at 6:40. I left the house at 6:40. Yeah. I left the house.
Couldn't help myself.
I left the house at 6:40. And that's the last time I spoke to my my son. Dude, I can't. This is weird.
I know. It's
So you're moving my dad. You're moving like I can't be professional. I'm not. This is, dude. Okay, I'm gonna call you back or something. I don't know what to do, man. You make me nervous.
Do you
He's kind of pacing back and forth.
I just want to be natural, man. I just want.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying here,
like,
though.
this is not. I
They're,
don't know.
They're not allowing him to be himself. They want him to become a movie star in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I look down. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do that.
You can tell me,
Whatever
yeah.
you can do, just do it. No pressure, no nothing. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. That's just the way we got to do it.
I just want to get the word out there. I don't care how it looks.
Okay. You about ready?
Okay.
Yeah, because it's louder now.
Okay.
That's right, Karen K. It really is. You guys should go watch it. It's in the description. Scroll down the page a little bit.
There is nothing valuable missing. Her purse and her wallet and everything was up here. Her cell phone is missing. It's been turned off. Whenever I pulled up around 1:40, it's been off since then. So.
Oops, sorry about that.
Like the car seat, everything is upstairs. There's no signs of anything. There's.
How long have you and Heidi been together? I mean, as long as you've known her, has she ever disappeared before? Has she ever, just
No.
Gone off the grid?
No, ma'am. She would never disappear. She is an amazing mom. She would never. We have a 6-year-old son named Silas, beautiful kid. She would never leave him. Nah, she would never do this. She wouldn't do this.
To confirm a couple of details, so how old is Margot?
Shouldn't do this.
Margot, she was born on the 26th of November. So 3 weeks. About 3 weeks.
Okay, and this is one of my last questions, but if you could say anything to Heidi right now, like if she was gonna watch the newscast, what would you want to tell her?
I want to tell her to please come home. you know your family's here. She wouldn't do this. I'm not telling her this. I'm telling the sake for the family.
I see what you're saying.
She has a beautiful kid. She has a beautiful family. Beautiful dog named Zeus. She would not do this by herself. She would not be doing this. This is definitely something that happened that was wrong. So anybody that could share, post, do anything, 1 second helps to save.
People don't always say that. He wanted to get out the other part. I wouldn't judge anything on him not saying he loved her or anything like that.
Just reach out. If you don't know me, I don't care. If you see the post, if you see this news, reach out. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
Just be
Maybe I'll try to make a timeline tomorrow or something.
Anything suspicious, do anything you can to help. Please.
If there really is one. It seems like it's all over the place.
This is it's a 3-week-old baby out there. And a mom. And a son that's missing her mom and a family.
And if you could say anything to the person that she and Margot might be with, what would you say to them?
Her and Margot might what? I'm sorry.
If you could say anything to, the person that she might be with, like the person, because you said she wanted to do this on her own. So
Okay.
If you could say something to the person who may be involved in the disappearance.
If you're involved, I don't care. Set her to the side. She'll find her way home. Just bring her home safe, or put her somewhere safe. Her and the baby. Just feed the baby. She's only 3 weeks old. So just find a way. You won't be in trouble. Just drop her off. She has a beautiful family. Drop her off anywhere. I don't care. Just make sure she's safe.
He really tries to sell how great the family was.
And right away.
And you kind of wonder what the friends are saying about how the family was.
I just want her home safe. It doesn't have to be here. Just drop her off somewhere safe. If it is somebody.
I mean, maybe it was the greatest family.
Just
who knows?
please come home. Or drop her off at my doorstep. I don't care. Just bring my family home.
All right, Jane. Well, that was all of my questions. If there's anything else that you wanted to say or wanted to talk about, anything that I missed.
That's my thumb going like this. Okay.
I love you, Heidi.
That wasn't some
I love you, Margo.
weird body sound. All right.
Just anybody that could support us in any way possible. I'm about to be off. So, just any support. Any old friends, share, post, like, anything, contact anybody if you see her.
Which one what?
Just do whatever you can. We definitely appreciate it. I think it's, I don't know.
Well, Shane, thank you for taking out the time to speak with us and for doing a very difficult interview. We greatly appreciate it. So we're going to get the story out and hopefully they will come home soon. So thank you again for the interview.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No, that was it. That was it. Yeah, I don't have time to go through all that on my messenger. You gotta be more, just send me like a link or something, not a whole story. I'll have to look at that later, I guess. Let's see. Now let me, maybe I can go through some of this stuff here. Let's see. Then why does his Facebook profile say single? Because it's because they're not married. They're engaged. Right. So that's just already an answer for that one. She's found safe. I hope she was found safe. What does that mean? My son's wife Heidi and his 3-week-old daughter Margot have been missing. So I guess this is Shane. My son's wife, so this must be the father typing this in. Heidi and 3-week-old daughter Margot have been missing since last Thursday, and we are raising let's see, money for a reward and other expenses he's incurring during this difficult time. Thank you for your support. It's always weird when they quickly start getting fundraisers out there. But maybe that'll help pay for EquiSearch, something like that. Let's see. My son's wife, Heidi. Okay, well, that's just an error that he's typing in there, okay? It's not wife, they're engaged. And, you know, when you live with somebody for that long, you probably call them a wife sometimes, right? And especially if you're engaged. Yeah, people are bitching about the GoFundMe for most likely a murdered woman. And see, these people that make comments like this without actually knowing it are idiots, okay? So even if you're right later, you're still an idiot for typing that in before you know the answer, okay? This is sickening. I think it's weird to have a fundraiser that quick, but maybe it's helping to pay for Tim Miller and the EquiSearch, right? But this is sickening. Why the F you need to go fund me for most likely a murdered woman, a baby, you know, come on. You don't have a clue yet. Yeah, at least this person had a good response back. God, I hope I never see any of the freaks doing this stuff like this without having an answer. Man, it's just, ugh, can't stand it. I'll never look at you the same. Oh, look at this. Another Chris Watts. Oh, God. Right off the bat. Great bubble yum. Yeah, that's good shit. What does that mean, Jesse?
For great bubble yum and
if you don't
Snickers
want
candy
F,
bars.
what does that mean? Yeah, Facebook just brings out morons a lot, you know, and these, whenever there's a murder, people think they're just so cool, and they post these really crappy things right off the bat, so that, well, who's that person? Now, that was 2014. Is that his ex-wife or the new, well, that should be the one that he's with now, or maybe it's just a friend, I don't know. I think this is the one that's missing right here, because that looks like the lady in the surveillance. Okay, and then here's her Facebook page. These were sent to me, hold on, by Rachel in the chat there. So that must be the son that they dropped off at school right there. Anything recent? Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to go through all that right now. Yeah, I mean, Facebook's great for true crime when you don't allow other people on Facebook to say absolute ludicrous things, allowing other people to get worked up when it's just absolute crap. Or you don't know if it's true or not. Oh, I've got chills. I've got chills. You hear that a lot. You see people typing, oh man, when you posted that, I got chills. Oh. I just look at them and I go, no, what they just told you is not true. Feel comfort in knowing that what they just said isn't true. And that's what everybody should be doing. Go out there and do that. Okay? And if they, they have something that's factually incorrect, but they're not, trying to do anything sensationalistic, then just say, hey, that's not right. But when there's people that are just, they come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. They'll probably look at some of these images and go, ooh, I see a reflection in the mirror behind him. It's... Anyways, I think that's about it. For me, I don't really have anybody. I don't think anybody's called in, or there was a call earlier, but that's it. Nobody's called in again. So I'm going to get rid of the Zoom session, and we're going to have a live 3 Men and a Mystery this week on Wednesday. It's going to be John Lorden, Mike Morford, and myself at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. All right. And thank you to, we got a new member, Buck Sherber, Kit Kat for the super chat, Robin Frost super chat, Carol, Foxy Bot, Rachel, and Karen K, and Jessica Schubot. Thank you very much. Right, and there's no PayPal. But anyways, thank you guys very much for showing up tonight. I appreciate it. An interesting story earlier by Rachel who called in. I'm glad that they're safe, but unfortunately there's still a freaking nut job out there for all those years. But it'd be interesting to look that up again. Where was that? That was in in East Coast City. I can't remember now, but I do have it in there. And it'd be interesting to see if there's any similar instances in that area around that same time, like 1992, I think she said. All right, everybody. I don't generally do flybys on this show, so I won't be doing one tonight. But thank you guys very much for supporting the channel. And look at Chloe has stolen Blue's bed yet again. There she is. Always out to the world pretty much all day. But man, she's really quick. She's faster than Blue, man. She just literally darts around the yard at about Mach 10. I don't know how she does it, but she's so little but really fast. Right. That's right, Jay. Yeah, some of these questions, like, why say that? Are they trying to catch him in something when they ask that question? And it makes people sort of have to be an actor, because you feel like, God, I better say this right, or because I'm not even thinking about that right now. What would you say to the person? Well, listen, psycho. Listen, psycho. Bring my wife back immediately. I'm really upset. Yeah. Yeah, anyways. All right, everybody. Yeah, so if you don't see any of my Kloss videos out there and the other one, it's because I deleted them because of what happened to Kendall Ray. Okay? I don't want to... I want to be... I mean, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but they're really being strict on specific people. I do have it marked as 18 and older. It's been that way for a few weeks now. It doesn't seem to affect who's watching. And to be honest, I'm not looking to have kids watching this show because we talk about adult things, murders and, really shitty things that happen. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.